Unfortunately, without taking the time necessary for a thorough analysis, Speaker Mattiello dismissed the Republicans' responsible plan to fix Rhode Island's bridges. While there is always a political edge in the General Assembly, the office of Speaker must transcend partisan politics, and we all must put electioneering aside when we consider issues that profoundly affect our economic stability and public safety. We remain committed to open dialogue with all, regardless of political affiliation, in order to reach common ground and stop the damage that tolls and massive debt financing will wreak on our state's taxpayers, consumers, small businesses, and trucking industry. The Republican policy group spent this past summer refining our bridge repair plan. At its core, our plan calls on government to do what many of our families and neighbors must: tighten belts and prioritize. The money already exists in our current state budget to do the necessary repairs, and we have shown how this can be responsibly accomplished. We don't cut one social program or any critical government functions. We do not resort to the tolls or substantial debt proposed by Governor Raimondo. As a member of the Finance Committee, I am acutely aware that our state has a projected deficit for future years. We surely won't cure it by burdening our citizens with over $1.3 billion in debt and hampering our already stagnant economy with the increased costs of consumer goods and raw materials from tolls. That type of thinking is exactly what has gotten us into this mess. Instead, we must institute structural changes to the way we run government, including the modification and elimination of laws, regulations, and practices that are strangling our state's competitiveness, demanding value out of each tax dollar and using it effectively and efficiently, educating a 21st century workforce and attracting 21st century job creators, and skillfully promoting our hospitality and tourism sector. The Republicans are willing partners in any effort that improves Rhode Island's business climate and grows our economy. Adding tolls and more debt will be just more millstones on our financial security. A few years ago, the General Assembly recognized that heavy transportation borrowing was a major factor to our state's budget deficits. We wisely changed course and began to fund our federal highway match from current resources without borrowing. The governor's debt-laden toll proposal will take us backwards by requiring our state to pay more than $1.3 billion over 30 years for only $620 million today. With history as our guide, it is quite clear this won't help our future deficits. Over time, it will make them worse. The state already takes enough money from taxpayers to repair our bridges. We don't need to borrow more. The Republican plan details funding from existing revenue if Rhode Island's leaders make a 10-year commitment to prioritize bridges and get the job done. We can prevent a debt disaster for future generations, eliminate the need for tolls, and make the desperately needed bridge repairs.